Hello Beauty News family, welcome to a random video.
Yes, makeup chat.
Makeup chat. So last week we were discussing collaborations.
Yes.
There's been a lot of collabs sort of popping up, and there always is, and there probably always will be. And we got to sort of just like general chit chat about like brands we would love to collaborate with and what we would create with those brands.
Yeah, so that's what this video is all about. We're just having a yarn about sort of stuff that sort of inspires us and what we will, if we got our dream collaboration, what would we want to create? And this was, like you said, sort of sparked by last week, or when you're watching this, probably the week before, we were talking about Colourpop, the 9-pan palettes, and you're saying you'd love to create a red palette, an all red palette, and a lot of people are like, I'm on board with you, Hayley. I want that red palette. I would buy it. And it's very unique to sort of the industry. So yeah, we got to talking.
Yeah.
And I've got my little notebook. You can tell some people are old school and some people are new school. We wrote down lists.
Yeah.
And let's talk about collabs that we would be happy to create.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is not, I know this sounds stupid, but I know how the internet thinks. This is not fishing for collabs. This is not alluding to any collabs. There is no collab talk on the horizon.
We're not doing any collaborations. This is just, we want Monday content.
Correct.
Here it is.
And this is what we like to talk about sometimes.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I saw other channels talk about this, I would click on the video because I would love to know what their sort of dream makeup they create would be. And that's just what this video is. So don't read into it at all.
And we will also talk about some collaborations that we wouldn't do.
Yes.
And we also want to specify that the collaborations that we're going to discuss in this video are things that are actually adding to the brand.
I think that's huge for us.
Not just Miss Fame boxing up some crap with Sleek. And sorry.
Correct.
But it is crap. Like,
yes.
We don't need that. That's all stuff you could have bought anyway.
And probably didn't because you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to start?
Sure. Let's talk about Colourpop.
Let's do it.
Like I said, I would create a 9-pan all red palette.
Yes.
So I'm talking red transition shades, red mattes, light, medium, dark.
Red glitter?
Red glitter, maybe. Look, it would have to be... It would have to be a really fucking good formula. Otherwise, I just wouldn't do it. I don't want anyone to be like, you know, picking up this Vaseline red glitter and then putting it on their eye. I'm not about that life. I would not do that myself. I would poo-poo that if I found it in a palette, and I wouldn't want to put my name on that.
That's fair.
I would do metallics. I would try and do a duochrome of some sort. I would do red shimmers and just...
I really want you to do... like this is happening. I really want you to do like a vibrant, like neon red matte.
Yeah.
I want a true like fire engine
fire truck red. Yeah.
Matte, and I also want a deep like blackened cherry. Red.
Yeah.
Matte.
They would be all sort of things that would be in a red
I'd buy
palette
it.
that I
Thank
would
you.
do.
And I'd probably be like, this is intimidating, but I'll just use a little bit of it because it's...
And if I actually did this collaboration with Colourpop, they would fucking hate me by the end of it because I'd be like, no, it's not good enough. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
So it'd take 10 years to get out because I'm fussy, but yeah, I would do a red palette with Colourpop.
Yes, that's fair. When we first were talking about this, there is something that came up that we both would love to do.
Yeah.
And I could see it as being like a...
duo pack each.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Hourglass Confession lipsticks,
Yeah.
we bang on about those till the cows come home because they're some of our favourite lipsticks of all time. And recently they brought out a duo pack for Valentine's Day, and we were discussing that we would love to bring out a duo pack each.
Yes.
So think of limited edition coloured packaging. We were thinking glitter encapsulated sort of cool, like something like that, or a really rad colour. And then we would pick 2 shades that we really like that add to the range.
Yeah.
So that aren't things that you can just already buy.
Yep.
They're sort of new colours that we think are missing from the range. What would be your colours?
Mine would be a greyish tone nude. So some of you will know that I love a grey nude.
Yes.
It's one of my faves. And I would also do a really, really, really dark red. Because that's my favourite type of red. So along the lines of like a NYX Snow White with a way, way, way better formula.
Yes, and I think like they do have some dark reds in the range, but they're all
not
really
quite there.
I'm going to say that, and this is probably a wrong way to describe it, but I almost feel like they're muted. So I really like dark, punchy, dark but vibrant colours. So you put on a red lip, a dark red lip, and you get the vibrancy of the red, but also the depth. Like it's really rich, and you can imagine it being really like luxurious. Yep. Whereas I feel like what they have is sort of toned down dark berries.
Yes.
And I don't think that cuts
I feel like they're not like the red that I'm thinking of.
They're like
is
conservative red.
It's a true red, but it's almost blackened. Like it's dark. It's not a red with like brown, purple tones or brown undertones. Like it's a true red, blackened.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So the colours that I would probably choose, I decided to wear a colour like this today on camera to demonstrate it. I really love vibrant reds, and I know that they do have some vibrant reds in their collection. They're generally a very almost raspberry pink, or they have a vibrant sort of orangey red. Whereas I love almost a bright, and I love those are fine. But what I would like to create is I'm thinking of Uemura Yaz Red, which is what I've got on today, mixed with a little bit of orange. Something that's like a vibrant, reddy coral, and it looks like almost neon without it being sort of chalky. I would love something like that. So really amp up the vibrancy, but in a different tone to what they've already got. And then also, I love their nudes, but I feel like most of their nudes are very pink toned.
They are.
So you have, pinky nudes, nudie pinks. They're all that kind of thing. And I agree, I'd love a greyish tone, but if I was to pick a nude, something that really intrigues me and that I really like from multiple collections but is quite unique is more of a sandy toned nude. So instead of it having peach tones or pink tones or grey tones, it's more got a yellow tone to it, like a nudie yellow. Like you think of like a honey beige sort of colour. I think something like that would be really cool.
That'd be nice.
And very unique in that collection. And if it wears really well and applies really nicely, I think it would flatter a lot of people. So I would like to do that.
Another brand that we both adore and would love to collaborate with, and we have, we brought this up a million times. If you've been watching beauty news for any time, you probably have heard us say Bare Minerals at some stage.
Yes.
We love their eyeshadow palettes. So what sort of colours would you put in yours?
So I think the problem with Bare Minerals, and this was never the problem in the past, because in the past they brought out quads and duos that actually had a lot of colour to them. And actually I remember when I first came across Bare Minerals, I was sort of slightly just getting into makeup, and I found colour in eyeshadows a little bit difficult to, intimidating. And I remember going, I want that quad, but I don't want that green, or I don't want that purple, or I don't want that red. And now they've flipped. They have all nude, everything. Gen Nude is the only thing they really do. So they have great formulas, and I know that they can do really, really great coloured formulas because I remember them from back in the day. But I would love to inject a little bit more colour. So I'd love to create a palette, whether it's a 10-pan palette or whatever it might be. But the colours that really inspire me and that I want to see more of, probably you can tell from my top, mustards. I love mustardy sort of nudes. I love olive tone shades, vibrant olive tone shades as well, mattes and shimmers. So not really gold, but more, olive green. I would love to see beautiful navy mattes, like a beautiful teal matte. And then I'd love to also get into like the ox blood sort of red mattes as well. So those wouldn't be just the only shades, there'd be shades in between. But that sort of colour story where it's a little bit murky, it's a little bit grungy, but there's a little bit of depth to it as well. I think they could smash that out of the park. And if you put like a metallic red in there as well and a few things to complement, I think that could be a really cool palette.
Yeah. I would probably go, again, you're going to hear what I'm currently obsessed with in terms of eyeshadows. Red, I would go purples, both vibrant and deep, and probably yellows.
Oh, yeah.
I think sort of
I
like
think our palettes could complement each other a little bit.
Sort of like a sunset palette. No pink. No pink. No pink.
No pink.
Orange maybe, but definitely yellows, reds, and not like pinky reds. Fuck, man, they're everywhere. Like I'm so sick of them. Like, give us the vamp. Give us that really scary, oh my God, how the hell do you wear red on your eyelids? Well, actually, it's quite easy and fairly flattering. So
yeah, I think if you did that, I reckon I could imagine that also having some like soft purples as well, and even peaches to like bring in the nuances.
Yeah, maybe peach, but only on the like orange spectrum.
To like blend it out a little bit and complete it, because I feel like one thing that I believe in eyeshadow palettes, and this is why I would struggle creating a small palette, is that I do really like palettes that have light, mid-tone and deep, because I feel like you need all of them to really create cohesive looks. And I can just see a sunset palette having oranges, peaches, purples, reds, maybe deep, sort of like a really deep purple or a deep navy or something. I reckon that colour story would be really cool.
Yeah.
So, and you can also put duochromes and stuff in it, which
because
that's what I would want as well.
Sunsets are
beautiful.
A multitude of colours.
Yes. All right. I thought I'd mention as well, even though it's probably a similar sort of concept, other brands that I would like to create an eyeshadow palette with, because I like their formula. First one would be Anastasia Beverly Hills, so second to Bare Minerals. And I also really like Suva Beauty. So Suva Beauty, when I think of my favourite matte and my favourite sort of matte teal, I think of the Block Party palette. I don't think all their formulas are amazing, like every single one I've tried, but when they do create a really awesome shade, they hit it out of the park. And I think I can see myself creating a palette that I could be confident in the formula with Suva Beauty. So those are other ones that I would be like, yeah, I would create this palette with you guys as well, because I think you could do cool stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Eyeliners. I love pen eyeliners. I love gel eyeliners too. But give me a good pen eyeliner with a brush tip. No foam tips. No. Never, ever, ever see that come out of anything that I have even the slightest input in. I would not be Miss Fame selling my soul for a fucking felt tip, basically. Okay? Never happen. It would be a cold day in hell. But I would like to create colourful pen eyeliners with Maybelline. So the Hyper Sharp Wing Liner, I love that eyeliner. I think it's a fantastic drugstore eyeliner. I would do like all the colours of the rainbow. Yellow, orange, red, green, blue, pink, purple. Give it to me. Would you do
corresponding mascaras?
Look, probably not, because I just feel like I love the colourful mascara thing, but I just don't feel like they translate as well as a good black does.
That's fair.
Black is so flattering on everyone. It's lengthening, defining, and also I do feel like if you're gonna like take a red eyeliner and then put on a red mascara, it's very editorial and it looks sick. But to make it daytime wearable, a black transforms it completely.
That's fair.
But that's not to say I don't think Maybelline should have colourful mascaras, because I think they should.
That's true. You just wouldn't.
It wouldn't be something that I would do. Yeah.
See, when we were talking about eyeliners, like I love eyeliners too. But for me, I actually reach for gels more often than liquid liners, and that's mainly because I do like the Hyper Sharp one, but it dries out on me really, really fast. So for me, I would love to create a liner, and I've got in my head what color I want, and I would like it in a liquid form so it's more easily accessible to a lot of people who don't want to delve into the gel. And also gels, once again, we're talking about adding value to brands, and I feel like if I was to do a gel with Inglot, they probably already have a very similar color, or and same as Suva Beauty. They have very similar colors because they've got a wide range of colors. So I would love to create a dark but vibrant blurple color, like a deep blue purple, but very, very like punchy and vibrant. I'd love to create a liquid liner. Again, I would like a brush tip, but I like the ones that have the well, because the ones that just have the ink in the actual, like, what do you call it?
In the tube or the barrel. Yeah.
They just dry out too quickly for me.
I don't really have an issue with them drying out. I have an issue with them clogging up. And that's why I really dislike the felt tips, because I find if I drag it over eyeshadow and it gets clogged, it's so hard to clean. But with the brush tips, you can actually just rub them on a tissue with the isopropyl alcohol, let them dry, and then reload it. So that's why I personally prefer a pen.
Yeah. But I just find that the ones that I've had, like if I was to get a really cool color that I really, really loved and it was limited edition,
I'd prefer it well.
Yeah. Only because I feel like I could get more use out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't want to reach for it and go, look, I haven't used this for a month, and I reach for it and then it's dried out.
Dry.
Like that just would break my heart.
Yeah.
Another shade that I would really, really love to create is like the perfect navy, because I think often navies go really black, or they go very like your true blue. But if you had one that was like a vibrant dark navy, I think that would be gorgeous as well, with like a hint of green or something. So I would love to create. I don't know what brand I'd want to create it with, but you know, I want a blurple, like a deep blurple eyeliner.
Yeah.
Someone do it for me.
Do it with her.
Yeah. I'll help you out, mate.
Let's talk about an Aussie indie brand that we both adore, Ella Cosmetics.
Yes.
We would collaborate with Ella. I would make a brush set for people with small eyes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes those detailing brushes that are like, you know, like, okay, often they're called detailing brushes because they are on a smaller scale. But people with small eyes, for us, that's a normal size brush.
Yeah.
So like a blending brush, packing brushes, lining brushes, stuff like that. I would make like maybe a 6 or 8 piece brush set for small eyes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
See, I don't have particularly small eyes, but I do agree. I would buy your set, Hayley.
Yeah, well, it's handy for everyone because it's a detailing set for people with normal or large eyes.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
But even then with detailing for me, like I do find that a lot of liner brushes or angle brushes, they're too big. And most of them you're like, I can't actually use this for the purpose you're intending.
They're a bit cumbersome.
Because they're too big.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. If I was to collaborate with them, I think because I can use most brushes and I would buy Hayley's set anyway, so I don't need to go there.
Yeah.
I would probably design a sponge set with them because I really love their sponges. I'd love to create a limited edition colour. I don't know what colour it would be, but it would be a colour. And you'd have your standard sponge, maybe mini concealer sponges, and then maybe even like a bigger one or something, whatever it might be, different shaped one for just sponge set. I would like to do that.
I would buy that. I fucking love Ella's sponges. They are the best sponges.
Yes.
Get on my face, you soft, fluffy cloud.
That's true.
All right, let's talk about MAC. So, the item that came to mind for me, one of my favourite items from MAC that never disappoints me, or rarely disappoints me, is their Fix Plus.
I love Fix Plus too.
Now, I would want to do a scented Fix Plus, just their standard formula, so not the matte ones or the shimmery ones. I would want to do a cucumber scented one. Now, their original one sort of has a bit of that cucumbery scent, but I would want it to be like cut open a cucumber and like fresh cucumber scent.
See, I would like that because I agree. I love cucumber scented things, but the Smashbox one was a little bit too green for me. It reminded me of like green juices. Yeah,
Smashbox, their primer water, it's such a good product. I actually really I adore it. But it's got a funny scent, right? And even when they did their scented ones, that scent was in there. And it's funky.
It is funky. But
it's not right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I agree with the cucumber. Yeah. But the combo that I really, really, really love is cucumber and a hint of melon. Yeah. Because I find that adds the sort of, it's the refreshing sweetness, but slightly sweet. Yeah. So I agree with you. Yeah. I would add a bit of melon scent into it. I agree with you. I would love watermelon. Yeah, I would 100%. Love mint or watermelon and mint. And another one that I'd really love is maybe even a strawberry and maybe lemon to make it a bit like sweet but fresh. Yeah, I think these kind of scents I would make a trio. And
little trio pack.
A big trio pack.
Big trio
with
pack.
Micro misters.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Look, MAC has a pretty good mister, but it can be better.
And it can clog.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it clogs, it's like...
Yeah.
And you're like, no, thank you.
That's aggressive. You don't need to spit on me.
I don't need that in my life. Yeah.
We were talking about, would we create a highlighter with MAC? And I was straight up like, no, wouldn't do it.
Can I just say, though...
Why wouldn't we do it? We should talk about why.
Yes, we should. Yeah. We should say why.
Yeah.
This is where I feel like, and what we've said before, and we're going to keep hammering on about it, I think collaborations should add to a range.
Yeah.
And I feel add value. And I feel like anything that's done, and all the collaborations I've seen recently, gold highlighter that is very slightly similar to this one, and oh darling, and blah blah blah, and they just seem like they've got most things that I feel like there's nothing we can create that adds value that we would want to wear on a daily basis. Like, you can always go, I want to make a fiery red highlighter, but will you actually wear that on a daily basis? Probably not. No. So why would I want to create it? So yeah, for us it's more about something that we could feel like we could add to a range without adding something so bizarre that we wouldn't actually use it. But I did want to say, if I was to create a highlighter with MAC, I would go old school mineralized skin finish formula.
I would go, if they came to us and said, would you like to make limited edition packaging for Snow Flush to make a Christmas comeback, I would say yes. But I wouldn't feel like there was anything that I personally would be able to add to the collection of highlighters that wouldn't be something that I would just lose interest in after a few weeks wear.
That's true.
Because that's how I am with all highlighters.
And I'm the same. I'm the same.
Not just MAC or anything like that.
I think I'm turning against highlighters a lot recently. But if I could create a mineralized skin finish, which is not as bold as most highlighters on the market these days, it's more subtle and it has a similar color to Berlin Girl Glow.
You would go there. Yeah.
I'd maybe go there.
Yeah.
You could twist my arm.
Yeah. Somewhere I would go with MAC in terms of powders are their beauty powders. These are like my favorite products from MAC. They're kind of like a glowy blush / highlighter. It depends on, it's going to depend on the color of the product and your skin tone and stuff like that, how you would use it. But I think they are so, so, so beautiful. And I haven't seen one from MAC in such a long time. And I would do that. I would do one of them for sure. Or 5 minis in a pack. 6, because I like round numbers. 6 minis in a pack. There you go.
6 minis in a pack. There you go.
MAC don't do that, but I would do that.
But it's a holiday release from Hayley. I do want to say that if I had the opportunity to either do MAC Maker and create my own lipstick shade,
I'd do that.
Or do a little capsule collection like a Patrick Star, not like 5 of them, but
maybe an eyeshadow palette, lipstick, lip gloss,
lip gloss, or probably lip liner, or probably not even that. Probably lipstick, quad, and something else. I would totally do that because I think it could be fun.
Yeah.
So I would, I don't have an idea of what I'd do, but I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
The next thing that I would do personally, and I know Hayley wouldn't necessarily do this, but if you follow my channel, you'd know that I love Tony Moly Intense lip stains. They're fantastic. Mm-hmm. And there's 7 shades, and there's like a pink, 2 reds, and then a variety of reds that either have like pink or orange tones to them. I would love to expand that range. I don't know what shades exactly, probably deeper reds, maybe more magenta, purple, pinky kind of purple shades, whatever it might be. I love that, and I would love to, help expand that range because it's one of my favourite lip products of all time.
You do love them.
I do love them.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about fragrance.
Yes.
So, actually, when was it? Not last episode of Beauty News, previous episode? Maybe it was the one before that.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
We talked about Jo Malone releasing some, almost weed inspired,
flower and weed combos.
And, like wild flower and plant, not weed, like weeds that grow in the ground. Although, look, I think
plants that you don't want in your garden.
Those the plant pests.
Yes.
I mentioned that I would create like a eucalyptus, or I would love to see a eucalyptus related scent, and I would do that. That I fucking love.
That's fair. See,
eucalyptus scent.
I would do it. I would love to. I would love to create a fragrance as well. One fragrance that I've been wanting for a while is a mint scented fragrance.
Yeah.
Not like just mint, but like notes of mint mixed with other stuff. So I would definitely be open to designing a fragrance.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I would like to do it with Jo Malone because I know their formula is really spot on and they're great at mixing fragrances, but they're so simple yet they smell complex. So there's usually only a couple of notes in there, but they just smell genius. Fucking love them.
Genius.
Would do.
Fair.
Okay. Another indie brand, Jade Glow. Some of you will know I have a very strange obsession with their metallic gel liners.
You do? Yes.
I would make more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'd like to be in on that.
Yeah.
But I reckon what would be cool, because we discussed before, they're cool, and surprisingly I like to use them more than I thought I would. But I'd love to create a mini pack.
Mini pack, yeah,
like
that'd be good.
Mini trio or mini 5-pack or 6-pack to keep it round.
Yeah.
So if you were interested in playing with them, you can on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
So I would like to do that. I reckon that'd be rad.
Yeah, they're cool.
Then we had, and this is one that I reckon is going to come out eventually.
Yeah,
it might be 2024, but I reckon you'll get there. Stila Magnificent Metals or Glitter and Glow or Shimmer and Glow, probably Shimmer and Glow, multichrome. Now, I do want to say, if that did happen, I would want the applicator to be smaller so you can do more detail work. I think that one thing that the Stila Glitter and Glow and Shimmer and Glow could be improved with is that their applicator sometimes is too big and bulky, and if you want to put it all over the eye, cool, but if you want to potentially use it as a liner or like an inner corner or something, you have to reach for a detail brush and do it. So I reckon multi-chrome will be awesome, but I would like to see the applicator tweaked a little bit so it could be a little bit more versatile. But that's just me verbal diarrheaing.
Just give me the multi-chrome, everything.
That's fair.
She sprayed it, didn't say it. No, she didn't. She just had to get it out because it's very important. But I agree, I feel like with the Glitter and Glow or Shimmer and Glow, fucking just pick a name.
Yeah, true.
If you do want to do detail work with it and you do have to pull in a brush, they still don't apply quite the same. So
no. Yeah, I think if they worked on the applicator design a little bit, it would go from just being a sort of sparkly eyeshadow to being more versatile. I think it's probably worthwhile looking at.
Yeah. Okay, something that I have to mention. I want to make an advent calendar. a beauty advent calendar with an awesome retailer.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
A retailer that does, like, multiple brands that are really good quality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do any, like, cheap crap. I want to do sick shit.
Yeah, you don't want to do it with Chemist Warehouse.
No, I don't. Or Priceline.
No.
No shade. But I would...
Beautylish.
Oh, mate.
Selfridges.
I fucking love advent calendars, and I would want to do an awesome mini advent calendar.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I think the last thing I want to touch on that I would love to make, because talking about fragrances, I'm like, oh, I want these in all shape, everywhere. I want to spray them on my face. I want to spray them on my body.
Yeah.
I want to light them on a candle. In a candle, with a candle, whatever.
Candle.
I would love to create a scent with Glasshouse, because Glasshouse is our favorite candle company. They create really, really strong scented, beautiful candles.
Yeah.
And I would love to create maybe that cucumber, watermelon,
Delicious.
mint.
Yeah.
Something really beautiful and fresh.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
With a really sick packaging.
I would confidently work with Glasshouse because I know that they know what they're doing.
They do.
They're amazing.
They are really good.
They're really great. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So that's it for us today. Let us know what you thought about our imaginary collabs.
Yes.
And let us know if you could collaborate with any brand on any makeup item, what would it be?
Yes.
And who would it be with?
I'd love to know.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting.
Let us know. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we're going to see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.